What makes Darnay a cask? The beginning of the book, in chapter 5, holds a very pivotal scene, in which the Defarges drop a cask of wine for desperate peasants to gobble up. Here, the Defarges seem to represent the first and second estate, while the peasants represent the third estate. One interpretation that we went over in class is that this scene is foreshadowing the coming of the
French Revolution.
But being that it is a pivotal scene at the beginning of the book, I think there are many interpretations, and I'd like to argue another in this video. The attitudes of nobles were made very apparent throughout the book. In one scene, Evrémonde runs over a little boy and only cares about his horses being hurt. This shows that nobles will easily write off a whole group of people that aren't like themselves if it doesn't benefit them.
I do say, old chum, are you perchance privy to the knowledge as to which individuals would quite—
We're getting all of these taxes from, rights, say in government, and more.
I haven't the faintest. Whom?
the poor people?
By the time the
French Revolution.
rolled around, Madame Defarge already showed a similar attitude. Just like it didn't matter to the nobles who you were but where you came from, Madame Defarge held the same values. Even a good man of noble blood like Darnay couldn't escape Madame Defarge's wrath. Meanwhile, Dr. Manette was an important member of the Third Estate who was held in Bastille. He and his daughter Lucy were excellent examples of what being a good person and a good member of your community was all about. Darnay tried to emulate that by running away from the cruel nobles and living his own life. He did quite well. After almost getting put behind bars, he was in part saved by Lucy. This led to a romance between the two that ultimately resulted in their marriage, and even the birth of a daughter, little Lucy. This marriage symbolized many things, including harmony and humanism, as the two were able to be themselves during the short time of relative peace. In fact, their family being temporarily severed when Darnay was thrown in jail could be seen as a symbol of disharmony, proving that people like Darnay were really the heart of the Third Estate, rather than people like the Defarges. Getting back to the peasants, this scene didn't show harmony of any sort. However, it still relates to the marriage because then the peasants had something, and it enriched their passion for getting themselves a good standard of living. The terrors of war are indeed a bloody thing, but birth is no less bloody, and their hands being stained red could represent either in this case, at least in my opinion. So, to recap, the nobles cause injustice with their attitudes of viewing all people in the group as the same and ignoring anything that didn't fit their agenda. The Defarges acted the same exact way when they got caught up in the Reign of Terror like many others. The cask didn't mean a lot to the Defarges, but it meant a lot to the people. Similarly, Darnay's values and attitudes were not well accepted by nobles, but were appreciated in the Third Estate. And the final parallel, where the wine meant something to the people, Darnay meant a lot to Lucy when he gave her a family, and a lot to Carton when he gave him hope. For these reasons, I think that it is accurate to say that the cask at the beginning of the book is a good description of Darnay's relevance to the plot and purpose to the book. I hope the things I said made sense.